that we do a channel chat for answers.
Yeah.
So any questions that you have, go ahead and add them to that back channel, and then we'll read them out loud and I'll be able to answer them for you as we move through. Please make sure that you add your email and your name. I'm working on being able to answer you via email as well as through the chat, so you'll get a reminder of what your question was and then the answer as well. Okay, so we are working together in this webinar today. Miss Gina Geisler-King, one-to-one at Garland, and I am LaShaka Wesley Hosier. So Gina, if you want to hop on and just say hey.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us to learn a little bit about Flipgrid. With everything being remote, Flipgrid is really important with continuing to have that face-to-face contact with your students. They need that. They need the video feedback from you. And out of everyone, I hate my voice and I hate my picture on the screen, but your kids, your students are going to love seeing you. So if you haven't used Flipgrid, welcome. I think you're going to really like it. And those of you who are experts at it, I think you're going to hopefully learn some tips and tricks today.
All right. So here's just an overview of what we're going to talk about today. As you can see, a lot of these things are hyperlinked. So when we share the recording, I'll also share the links to the slide. So you'll be able, if you just know like, oh, I remember she talked about this, but you don't want to watch the whole thing, you can go in and just click on the hyperlink and it should take you straight there. So we'll go ahead and get started. I'm going to go to the Flipgrid website. Let me pull this out by itself. There we go. Hello. Okay. So this is what it looks like when you sign in. If you haven't created a Flipgrid account, it's very easy. You go in, you click on Educator Login. It has the Google One Touch. So you're just going to click Sign in with Google, and then it'll take you to a screen where you see all of these awesome things. So I'm just going to start right out. These are called grids. So within each grid, you can create topics. So you can see I have a grid specifically for flip hunts. I've got my one-to-one grid, my question grid, a grid specifically for co-pilots, which we're also going to talk about. And then I have a flip grid for the webinar today. I'll share this code with you guys so you can see what a student perspective as well as the teacher perspective. So within each grid, you can create topics.
I'm sorry, LaShaka, we're not seeing the grid.
Oh no. Okay, hold on.
Thank you.
Let's see. Oh, because it's only sharing the one window. All right, well, I'll just put it back and then you guys can see. Ha! Okay, can you everyone see it now?
Yes.
There we go. Okay. So as I was saying, these are the grids. I have 5 grids. Each grid has, 1 or 2 topics in it, and then it also tells you how many videos are included in those within those topics underneath the grid. So I'm going to go through all this stuff at the top before we click into the grids. So my activity is just going to show you kind of awards, how many you've launched, how many topics. It's an overview of everything that's happening, and then how many total video views. So this is just kind of a launch center for where you guys can find out what you're doing. And then Flipgrid does give you these achievements, which are kind of fun to look at. They have their individual badging program. So you can see I'm a community member. I've done over 50 videos. I've got 5 grids. And then it gives you a list of your recent videos. Okay, so then it'll take you back to your grids. If you click on mixtapes, mixtapes are pretty cool. I've never made one, but the idea is that you can take the best little clips from all of your Flipgrids, even if they're under different topics, different videos, different classes, whatever, and make one big mega mixtape. So this would be really cool if you had a message that you wanted to share with the school, but you had kids in 2 or 3 different classes, or if you just want to pull maybe words or phrases and put together a message. So mixtapes are fun. Grid pals are really awesome. As you can see, I am active on the map. So that means that other people can connect with me and we can work simultaneously on that they would be a co-pilot if I created a Flipgrid with them. But they have pals everywhere. So you can dial it down by age level, or like I just did technology and instructional coaches, so I could find other technology and instructional coaches. So you can see the map kind of changes as I go within. Now, if I want to dial into Texas, kind of in the Dallas area, and I keep clicking down, I know for a fact this is Chelsea Cody, one of the digital leadership team members for GISD. So there she is. Okay. I don't need to connect with her because I already have, but if I want to find this person kind of over near Forest Hill that I don't know, I would just double click on them. And now I can see Diana Roberts. She is a tech and instructional coach at the elementary and middle school level. So, and then when you fill out your profile, you can include any of your social media handles. So Chelsea only had Twitter. I only have my Twitter on there. But as you can see, Miss Roberts has Twitter, Instagram, and then this, which I'm assuming is for elementary school. Okay, but if I dialed out of the map, and there might not be as many in the technology coach. Oh, but there are. Sweet. So if I look, you can see here, there's someone in Africa. So I can go find her, and I'm not even going to try and say her name because I don't want to do it injustice. There's some in Asia. There's some in Australia. I can go wherever I want and connect with these people. So if you've got a class, a language class, and you want to kind of brush up on language skills, this would be a great way to connect with people in Europe, in South America, in Asia, to try and work on those language skills, or just to see what they're doing. I mean, it's really cool. The Grid Pals is amazing. You find the Grid Pal, you send them an invite, and then if they accept your invite, you guys can collaborate on one Flipgrid that your kids and their kids will have access to. So your kids will be able to interact with the other kids across the world. I mean, they just launched this, and it's really, really neat. All the things that you can do. And so you can see I've got India, UK, US, Australia. Super cool stuff. Okay, so that's Grid Pals. The Disco Library is fun. This is where they kind of have topics that are already done. So if you wanted to start Flipgrid with your students and you weren't sure what topic you wanted to start with, or you wanted one that was already done, you can go in. So here's an easy one. Would you rather? So this tells you the audience that it's for, how long it's been under engagement, meaning people have been able to respond to it. And then it shows you the topic. So if I like this, if I think, wow, that's a really fun thing, I can literally just go up, select a grid that I've already created. So I can put it on my one-to-one grid and click add. And then it takes me straight to that grid so that I can edit it. So I can say, okay, I want to give my students maybe just a minute instead of a minute and 30 seconds, because we're not asking them really hard questions, right? So I could say, okay, would you rather find a unicorn or find a genie, be a dancer or a singer, be a famous artist or author? You can see the goal. Obviously, that goal is not going to work for me because I'm not developing oral language skills. So I'm going to take this out and just leave it there. And I'm going to take out this question, eat donuts and watermelon. And then I like the focus because I'm a big fan of Mario. Topic tip, be fast and defend your choice. You have 60 seconds. Okay, so then here is the link for this. Here's the attachment. So as you can see, I can add multiple attachments. And then I can just click update topic, and something that was already created for me with a few edits is now on one of my Flipgrids. So if you want to go in and look The search function on this, as I was playing with it, wasn't the best, but they do have one that you can search for. So if I want to search specifically for high school in, let's do geography, okay, then it pulls up things that are already done at the high school level. So then I can see if people have already engaged with it. So this one, Indian paragliding, they already have almost 2 hours of engagement. So people have actually used that one. This one has almost 3 hours of engagement. How big is Africa really? So the Disco library is fun because they have a lot of pre-made lessons. They also connect with a lot of different things. So Epic, Wonderopolis, which is really awesome. You can just ask a question and it'll pull an article or a video that explains that, and then you have your kids respond. And then Shorts, these are super short videos that aren't necessarily tied to anything. They're not tied to a grid. They're not tied to a topic that you can just share with people. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my grids and I am going to click on the webinar Flipgrid. Okay, so here you can change, if I go to edit, I can change my title, I can change my flip code. This is really important. When you are setting up your grid, you need to make sure that as teachers, if you want your students to be able to participate, that you click on school email, and then you are going to add the student domain for email. So remember, theirs is at students.garlandisd.net. Okay? If we don't add that, our students wouldn't be able to get in because it's only going to accept email addresses that end with @garlandisd.net, which for us would just be teachers. So it's very, very important that you make sure you add this domain so that your students can participate. Okay? If for some reason your students didn't have email, so you're doing this on an elementary level, you could create a list of student IDs, or you can make it public and that'll literally share it with anyone in the world. If you just do school email, only people within that domain that you've allowed it will be able to access. Okay, features. So this is going to tell me when I get emails about this. So I can choose to never receive emails. I can get one every time a new video is added. I can set it for weekly or I can set it for daily. So if you have, like I used to when I was teaching social studies, 165 kids, anywhere up to 185 depending on the semester, I do not want an email every time a new video is added. That means every time a student responds, I'm going to get a message. That would blow up my email. So I would either switch it to daily, give me a summary of the kids that engaged, or weekly, saying, hey, all of your kids did this for the week. Or my favorite one is really never, because I'm checking the Flipgrid anyway, so I don't necessarily need an email about when people do a video. So I'm going to leave it set on never. Now, for grid followers, this is going to email the students and say, hey, Miss Smith added a new topic to your Flipgrid, or this new video was recorded. I don't want to blow up their emails anyway, so I'm going to leave that off. I want to give my students the ability to download and share their videos, because if they're not using it for me, or if another class requested, or even if they just really like the video they made, I want to leave that turned on, so I'm going to leave that green. I definitely want it to display captions, especially for my ELs, or even just for better quality. Sometimes, you know, a microphone isn't working or there's a lot of background noise. So to be able to read is really nice. I'm going to leave my grid active, and then my captions are going to be in English. So here's my grid cover. They have some that are already done, but you can also just upload any image that you want. Okay, so I'm going to leave mine as this texture here. It gives you the specific pixel size. So if you go into a Google Drawings and create one specifically for this, you could set your pixel sizes. Okay, so I'm going to update my grid. I'm going to leave it at that. So now I've created my grid and I've added the domains. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to add a topic. Anytime you create a grid, Flipgrid is automatically going to add this say hello, so that you can kind of use this with students if you wanted to. So let's edit this one and make sure that I've got all of the parameters set. Here is my title. You can change your recording time. They actually just did this update for up to 10 minutes last month. So before that, 5 minutes was the maximum. Now you can do 10 minutes. Here are the instructions, prompt. And again, this is a practice so you can see what your students see. This is literally so you can know what it looks like from the student end. Don't forget the fun fact about yourself. If I wanted to add an attachment, okay, I can go through and do links. Or, and this is my favorite thing, I'm going to delete this focus. Here, I can set any focus I want. Okay, so I can record video directions. I can upload a video from the cloud. I can do a YouTube or a Vimeo. I can upload just a picture. So if I wanted to put a meme or something in there, here's a Jiffy, and these are always fun. So I'm just going to look for technology. Okay, so what's a web page? Something ducks walk on? That's hilarious. So I'm gonna put that in there, okay, just because it's funny. But you can change whatever focus you want. If you wanted to upload something from your Google Drive, if you've got a Wakelet full of resources that you want them to be able to use, if you've got a Nearpod that you created, if you are using Newsy LA and you've got an article, all of these things automatically embed, which is super great because they work so well together. You can add other attachments as long as you have the URL. If moderated, videos will be hidden from students until you activate them. So this video moderation, I would turn this on anytime I'm working with students so that I can make sure, A, the video is appropriate, nothing is said, and you as the teacher are only going to be able to see this. So if you don't want your students to see or to be able to reply to each other, so let's say I've asked them to do some type of reflection. Other students might not need to see how they felt during the process or what they were thinking. I'm going to turn this toggle button on. So as a teacher, I'm the only one that can see this. Now, if I want them to explain a process or use this as a presentation, then I would allow students to respond. But again, because I have this video moderation turned on, I'm the only one that's going to be able to see it until I release it so everyone else can see it. Frozen is view only, so that means I can watch all the videos, but nobody can respond to them. Hidden, no one can see them at all. Active, everyone can see them. And then this launch and freeze dates, these are actually things that they just added. So this tells me I can kind of go in and schedule ahead of time if I want to create this grid on April 13th and I want it to be available just for a month, May 13th. So that means at May 13th, this is going to freeze. No one else is going to be able to add videos or make comments. We're just going to be able to see the videos that have already been recorded and what's going on. So again, if you wanted to set something up ahead of time, that would be a really good way to do it. Most people leave that on never because you want your kids to be able to respond anytime. So now, as your students are recording their videos, that's what these toggle buttons are. I always like to have the students be able to add filters, stickers, drawing, whatever, to their selfies and their videos. That way, if I've got a kid that wants to put an emoji over their face or stickers, or they want to write something on their picture, they can do that. I like it when they add titles with hashtags. So if I tell the kids, here's your digital choice board, respond to one of the 3 topics, use this hashtag for topic 1, this hashtag for topic 2, this hashtag for topic 3, then it would be faster for other kids doing that same topic to search if they activate the hashtag. I definitely want to see the number of views. So I can say, hey, this person has 0 views. Why don't we respond to them? Or this person already has 50 views. Let me check out that video and see what's going on. Sticky notes are exactly what they sound like. As the video is being recorded, they can put, and it looks like a yellow Post-it up on the screen to add kind of a note or something else. Okay. Video editing, the students can trim and rearrange video clips. So I want them to be able to edit their videos. It's really important for them that they can cut things out or re-record or add more in the end, because not everybody's going to get it right on the first take. The attachment link, this is for students to be able to add items. So if I say, okay, guys, I want you to record your video and then attach a Google Doc or attach your Google Slides so that you don't have to go searching in more than one place. And then this last button is almost like a Facebook like. Students can just go in and give other students a thumbs up. Okay, now as a teacher, feedback has to be probably my favorite thing ever. I can leave it on basic feedback, which is just going to give me the ideas presented and performance. But if you switch it to custom feedback, you can see I've already gone in and added different categories. So I'm going to go ahead and click all of these so that when I'm grading, these are my criteria that pop up as a custom rubric. So if you're using this as a presentation tool, since we are, remote, you can literally do the same rubric you would do for a presentation and just type it in here. So this is what it looks like when you go to edit it. The criteria title, did you turn it in on time? Here's the description. Your minimum score is a 0. Your maximum score is a 10. So I did a couple of different categories that all added up to 100. You can set it however you want to. I'm going to hit update. And adding a criteria, you're just going to click the button, fill the form out, and then it'll pop up there. So I'm going to update my topic. So now you can see this little hi, hello, hola hand is gone because I took it away. You can see that right now there are no replies, no videos, no engagement because I haven't shared this with anybody. So I can start the discussion and record my own response, or I can share the topic. So if I click share, okay, it's going to give me the link to copy. So I can post that link in an email or wherever else. I can embed this. So if you have a Google site, if you are doing a Google Doc or Google Slides, you can copy the embed code and add it. You can put it on Microsoft Teams, which is pretty similar to like an Outlook group. It kind of shows you what everyone in the group is doing and if they're busy or can take a call or not. You can share this directly to Google Classroom. Yes. I love it when things go straight to Google Classroom. It's amazing. Or if you have a Remind with your students, you can even share it on Remind. Now, if I want to put it in guest mode, I can toggle that button, and now they get their own link so that I can see it. Okay, family members, content experts can access this specific topic. They're not going to be able to see anything else in the grid. They're not going to be able to see any of my other grids or videos or anything else. They can just see this topic. Okay, so if you click Share to Google Classroom, it brings up its own window. It allows you to pick the class you want to share it with. So I'm going to share it to my Pear Deck PD class because that's not going to bother anybody. I'm going to make it an assignment, okay? And then I hit go, and then I can add my title. So Flipgrid video and my instructions. I can do everything I would normally do when I create an assignment in Google Classroom. I can set a due date, which I want for the 13th. And then I can set a topic.
Lataka, you're still on the grid, not on the classroom.
What? Oh, because I know, because it's only recording one. Okay, hold on. Is this, okay, it's not gonna. Okay. It'll do a traditional pop-up like you would with any other assignment whenever you share anything to Google Classroom. It's only recording this window, so it's only showing you the tabs I currently have open instead of any of the pop-ups. This QR code is how you would do Flipgrid AR. So if I've got all of my responses or I've got a video set of directions, which is super awesome, I'm going to right-click to copy, download this QR code. Now I can put this QR code on anything, and as long as they scan it with the Flipgrid QR, the video will pop up or the topic will pop up on whatever you've put that QR code on. So I have seen teachers use this for directions at stations. I have seen elementary schools use this to have the students record video feedback about a product they created or a topic or a project on like a Meet the Teacher night or something. And then the parents can go and scan the QR code and a little video of a kid pops up and explains it without them really having to be there, which is awesome. So, and it will literally pop up on whatever you put it on your computer, on your piece of paper, on the wall, on a photo, on anything. You can put those Flipgrid QR codes anywhere, and then it becomes an AR, an augmented reality thing. You need to make sure that you scan it with the Flipgrid app to be able to read the Flipgrid QR to get the augmented reality. But as long as you're using the Flipgrid app, it'll pop up on anything. Okay, so that is how you would share a grid and your topic. I think that's it. Let me double check the topics, make sure I covered everything. And then I'll be able to see if I missed anything. School email, QR codes, hiding student videos, codes. Oh, video feedback. Okay, let me show you on one that's already done so you can see one that is finished. So we'll go down to flip hunts. Now, a flip hunt is like a scavenger hunt. So here you can see I did one for the digital alignment. I've got the follow the prompts on the attached document to complete your flip hunt. So here I've attached a Google document with the instructions. So here are the tasks. Here's the task description. So what they would do when they title their video, because they have the option to title their video, they would use this title that you've added for your flip hunt and do whatever task you're asking them to do. So this was kind of a start to the meeting. So we wanted a lot of fun little activities to get them up and moving. So you can see, 30 seconds of just sharpening pencils. Not something I would ask my students to do, but something, if I'm doing a group kind of building thing, I would use. So here are videos. Okay, so I can see Maria's video.
Rojo, naranja, amarillo, verde.
Okay, so she's doing the colorful language. So now I can go through, if I've got my rubric here, I can say, okay, you made a 5 out of ideas, you've got a 5 on performance, and then I can add comments to say, hey, great job. Love the Spanish and the use of props. It would help if I spelled that correctly. Okay, so I'm just going to, I can email that to her. I can copy the feedback link, or if I wanted to, I can record a video feedback. Okay, they also have Spark. If I click on that little fire, that alerts the other people in the class, okay, that it creates a new topic with this specific video. So I'm going to hit Spark, and then you'll see, hey, check this video out and share your ideas. It did all of this for me, okay? It's got the focus there for Maria's video, and then I can go through and add anything else I want to, just like before, and then hit update topic. And now in my flip hunts, there's a whole new thing that was sparked by Maria's video. Okay, I'm gonna go back to Maria's video so I can show you what vibes are. Oh, nope.
Rojo.
Okay, so here there's an automatic thing to add it to my mixtapes. So if I'm creating a mixtape, I would just click that and it would go straight to my mixtape. I can feature this response. I can go in and edit the video. So feature editor comments or educator comments seen by all students. So I'm gonna put on fire. So you see, as I type my vibe, it pops up on her screen. So now, whenever another student watches that, they'll be able to see the vibe. I can change the first name, last name, display name. Here's the title, colorful language, and then I can update that response. And now everyone can see everything that I'm doing, or I can just share this. So here, if I wanted to add this to, see how it says Flipgrid AR, and then it has the Apple and the Android. If I wanted to add this to a student project or directions, it has her name on there, so I can just copy it and I know exactly where to put it. So you're not getting QR codes mixed up with anybody else. Okay, so we did that. Vibes, rubrics, attachments. Immersive reader and sharing your screen. These are two new features. I'm going to feature these very quickly and then we'll take questions. So if I go back to my Flipgrid, okay, and I want to have the immersive reader read the instructions. If I click on that, okay, and then hit play.
Follow the prompts on the attached document to complete your flip hunt.
It will literally read the instructions to your students. I can change my text preferences. I can make it super big. I can have it change the font. I can set it on a blue background for readability, whatever I want to do. Okay, there's even more colors down here if I wanted it on a purple one. However, I can have it do parts of speech. So nouns are in purple, verbs are in red, adjectives are in green. So if, you know, I'm really working with my ELs, I'm really working with English topics, and I'm trying to get my students to see, hey, verbs are always going to be red. That's something you can do. And then I can change the, here's the picture dictionary. I can change the language. So if I want it to read in Spanish, let me scroll all the way down. Spanish, it gives me 3 different regions of Spanish. So I'm just going to go with Latin America. Okay, so now
follow the prompts on the attached document to complete your flip hunt.
It's going to read in English, but it should give me the ability document. There we go. Boom. Now I've translated the whole thing to Spanish.
Siga las indicaciones en el documento adjunto para completar su flip hunt.
So there is no reason that your EL student shouldn't be able to go through and understand the directions for your flip hunt. It will literally read them to them. I can put it back in English so they can kind of see the similarities between words. So my verbs are still going to be red. My nouns are still going to be purple. Okay, so that's immersive reader. And then if I wanted to record a focus topic, okay, so I'm going to delete this focus. Yes, I'm going to record a video. Hopefully it'll work even though I'm on. Okay, good. So you can see me. So if I wanted to go through, if I click on these 3 dots here, it will record my screen. So it's going to capture my screen. I'm going to click Start Screen Recording. It's going to ask me if I want it to do a specific Chrome tab, the whole application window, or my entire screen. So I'm going to do my entire screen. You click on your screen and then hit share. So now I'm literally doing like a video within a video of what I'm explaining. So I can click through and your students will be able to see everything that you're explaining. And you can see me down in this bottom corner here. As I'm explaining, it's recording me and it's recording my screen. So if I hit stop recording, like a video within a video of what I'm explaining. So I can click through and your students will be able to see everything that you're explaining. And you can see me down in this bottom corner here. As I'm explaining, it's recording me and it's recording my screen. So this is just like giving your students a mini webinar. And that is a brand new feature that they just launched like 2 weeks ago. They didn't have screen recording before, and I think it's the most awesome thing. So here's my little sticky note. So I can say webinars rock. And then on my screen, that will pop up. So then when you record, you can edit, you can change it, you can do whatever you want to do. And here I'm going to put a little sticker over my face of a smiley. And I can change the size so it literally takes up my entire face. Okay, so that's pretty much all of the new features on Flipgrid. It showed you how to grade, how to do everything. I'm going to get out of this so we can go back to the slides. And if you have any questions, now is the time to ask them. Does anybody have any questions about anything? I'm sure something was going on in the chat.
It looks like that they have asked questions. Yeah, Robin says that this is a lot of info. Will it be posted? Will it be a posted tutorial?
Yes, this video is being recorded, so I will post this video along with the slides in my Google Classroom for my staff. I know Gina's going to post it for her staff. And then if anybody needs the video, we'll be more than happy to share the link with you.
If you decide that you have a question after we have finished, you want to jot down this bit.ly of, bit.ly/webinar back channel, and we will be checking it through next Tuesday. So if you start playing with it and a question pops up, please feel free to use our back channel, and make sure that you put your email address on there, because we are emailing responses.
Yes. Okay. Does anyone have any other burning questions before we go? All right. Just FYI, tomorrow we are doing another webinar. This one will be on Google Forms and how to use them as quizzes that will self-grade. Again, if you guys have any other questions, go ahead and add them to the bit.ly. Otherwise, have a wonderful day. Thank you for coming. Make sure you do sign in so we can keep track of who's coming and how many people we're reaching. And hopefully we'll see you guys next time.
And guys, I'm going to stay on for a few minutes. If you need the back channel for question and answers, if you need the bit.ly for the sign in, if you need the code to join for forms tomorrow, you can stay on and go back through the chat, because those links have been posted throughout.
Awesome. And for South, I'll also send an email tomorrow right before 10 o'clock with the link code. And again, once this recording is updated, because it does take a while to process, I'll post it in the staff Google Classroom and on Twitter, so everyone will have access to it.
Michael raised his hand.
I was exploiting that new feature and use it. I had a question relating to the translating feature.